To 184 pounds, Jake Herbert, who has been so dominant. He'll take on Vince Jones. They've met one time prior, and Herbert won by fall the national duels. Mike Pasillo of Ohio State, another key matchup here for the Buckeyes as they try to retain their lead for the team title against Doug Umbahauer of Ryder.
Herbert says dominating a wrestler is in this tournament. That's a lot. That's saying a lot because we've been talking about the dominance of Metcalf. But Herbert's right there. The Hodge Trophy is a close race, as is the team race here. The Hodge was named after the great wrestler Danny Hodge and is the equivalent to the Heisman. Cradle. Look at him go.
Getting back going, so boy.
Now he's got the okay.
Wow,
Jones did a great job of getting out.
Unbelievable scramble to get out of that. He was in serious trouble with the cradle and then the half of the arm across. Got out of them both.
Jake Herbert, who won a couple years ago, he doesn't talk about this guy as defending his championship because he took the year off for the Olympics, and now here he is back, bigger, stronger, better.
More experience, great competition at the world and Olympic level. He's wrestling the best men the U.S. has to put out on the mat. Coming back to college ranks, that's a distinct advantage.
Well, he certainly has 2012 on his mind. He's going to continue wrestling. He has the opportunity to go on to the World Team Trials this year and maybe do some damage.
Cradle again.
Again, Jones able to wiggle out of that move.
He took his Olympic red shirt year and, of course, didn't qualify for the team, but he'll be looking to qualify for the World Team this year after the NCAA.
A little different style for the World Team. Jeff, talk a little bit about the adjustment he'll have to make.
Well, freestyle is more free-flowing, 90-degree criteria for back points. You don't have to hold them there, so a lot of moves that roll through, as Jones did, would be scoring internationally. So it really teaches you how to put people to their back and how to stay away from them.
Building up some riding time here. Over a minute and a half of riding time now. Almost had a fall earlier. Herbert's probably thinking about that too. How did I let him wiggle out of that cradle?
That's exactly right. He does not like that at all. Just to finish my thought about the Hodge Trophy, of course, Metcalf won it last year as the outstanding wrestler in the NCAA. Herbert wasn't around to even make a race of it, but this year they're the #1 and 2 guys. And, throw it up. It's up for grabs right now, and what happens this weekend will go a long way in determining the award again.
Which one would you guys vote for? Do you get a vote?
I'll tell you after tomorrow night.
Okay.
Yeah, there's more wrestling left here. Herbert wants more points. He's now got a bar on. He's trying to run it around the head of the Nebraska wrestler, but needs to get that on there. Left hand, if he can roll that under, he'll get that back point. That'll give him the chance to run it over the top. Oh, there it is. Oh, potentially dangerous. Herbert is a stud. He took that right over Jones's head. Didn't care whether or not it was a dangerous position. He wanted back points. There you see the left hand of Herbert trying to roll the wrist under. That's what's keeping Jones from going. Slaps in a half, and that's a beautiful turn. But the referees felt it was a dangerous position and broke it.
Look at this. Going for the tilt right here. Herbert looking for the back points, but looking out of bounds. You cannot score back points back out of bounds.
That'll be the end of the first period. Let's go down for a report with Quick Kesnick.
Dave, what I've enjoyed about watching Jake Herbert this week, really his pre-match antics, the way he paces and stalks, the way he psychs himself up while trying to psych out his opponent. Herbert, like Brent Metcalf, the mind and body are in sync. The final thing, I did ask him about that Olympic redshirt year. He says, I'm twice the wrestler now that I was back in 2007. 2 years older, having recently celebrated his 24th birthday.
Look at him before the match, just pacing back and forth. If you're his opponent, you don't even want to look at it, do you?
I'm not sure how much intimidation really comes into play here. I think really what works is you know Herbert's reputation as a guy that's going to come after you. That's the scary part. Not so much looking at him, but realizing what he brings onto the mat. Nice adjustment. Comes up, head on one side, body on the other, scores his takedown.
When you said body, he uses his entire body. The length, the power of Herbert is just easily seen. Vince Jones, no slouch, but just a total dominance by Herbert with that leverage.
Now he's got a three-quarter Nelson. He's going to try to rip it in here. Now you have to I like watching Herbert and Metcalf. Boy, they make wrestling fun.
Yeah, fun for them. I'm not sure so much for their opponents.
As a spectator, you got to just appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
They're really artists at work.
Right to the cradle, got it locked. He says, "You're not going to get out of it this time. I got 40 seconds to turn you over." And what Jones does not want to do is go with it. You do just what he did. And he did keep Herbert from keeping it locked.
Herbert, he just is not giving Vince Jones an inch.
You don't see Jones trying to come up anymore. Each time he tried, he was getting slapped in some kind of a pinning combination. And I have no disrespect to Jones. It's just Herbert is impressive.
Yeah. Jones almost, you get the feeling he's almost resigned to the fact that he can't do anything here. He just doesn't want to get pinned. So with that one well in hand for Herbert, let's focus in now on Umbahauer and Pasillo. And again, key points here for Pasillo and for Ohio State as they try to win their first ever team national championship.
And if you're Ohio State, you got to count on your NCAA champion. And one has already come through in Jaggers. Right now, Pasillo in a fight. 1-1, there's no riding time involved right here, but Pasillo, he knows how to win. Close matches, there's a nice high crotch. He drives through and has both legs and gets the two. Wow.
Excellent execution.
Quickness like that at 184 is a rarity, and Pasillo strikes fast.
Big move there for Pasillo. Turns him to the mat.
Reverse headlock. And his opponent right here is doing the right thing as he tries to make Pasillo slip there. Umbahauer knows that he can't go out in front because all that does is just tighten that front headlock of Pasillo. But the stalemate called and they start over.
Key here for Pasillo and for Ohio State. A win here, he knows he can do no worse than second.
That's big points towards the team.
And it would be for Ohio State their third finalist, guys.
That's a statement. All right, doing it for the Buckeyes. He's got it going well. Pasillo's been there before. He was a finalist last year. Champion, right?
Yeah, statements being made all over the place. First time All-American for Binghamton, Duke, ever. Reinstated program at Bucknell gets their first All-American in the third year, and then in the consolation comes back. Jimmy Kennedy just won his sixth straight match, defeating Daniel Dennis, coming back after losing in the pigtails. Statements being made on Friday, whether it's in the championship bracket or the losers bracket.
Without doubt, consolation's all about desire, personal desire. We've seen some great wrestlers lose in the consolations.